Our topic today about real numbers and its subsets. In this lesson, we are going to be learn about different classifications of numbers, which include natural numbers, whole numbers, integers, natural numbers, irrational numbers, and real numbers. We are starting with natural numbers, the most basic types of classification of numbers. Capital N is the symbol we use to represent them. Natural numbers include numbers such as 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on. They are often referred to as counting numbers. Natural numbers do not include 0 or any negative numbers as well as any decimals and fractions. The next layer of numbers is the whole numbers. Whole numbers can be often noted using capital W. Now, the classification of whole numbers are exactly like natural numbers in that it included all of the natural numbers and it also included 0. So instead of starting from 1 in whole numbers, starting from 0, so that whole numbers included natural numbers. This means that any natural numbers is also considered as whole numbers, but not necessarily the other way around, since 0 is not a natural number. The next classification of numbers is integers. Integers numbers is oftenly denoted using capital Z symbol. Integers included all the same numbers as whole numbers like 0, 1, 2, 3, and so on. They are also included all the negative numbers such as -1, -2, -3, and so on. But again, integers do not include decimals or fractions of numbers. The next classification of numbers is called rational numbers, which can be denoted using capital Q symbol. But again, rational numbers included all other classifications that we have mentioned so far, as well as decimals and fractions. However, the decimal numbers number can be expressed as a fraction p over q, where p and q are integers and q is not 0, of course. So for example, 5 over 3 is a rational number since the numerator and denominator are both integers. This is 5 over 3 is in fact considered as a rational number. The next classification of numbers is totally different. This set of numbers cannot be expressed as a fraction. This set is completely separated from rational numbers. These numbers is called irrational numbers. An example of irrational numbers can be square root of 2, square root of 5, pi, and so on. So, a real number is simply all numbers included in the rational numbers and irrational numbers. So, the real number system is simply all rational numbers and irrational numbers combined. So, as we have mentioned just now, real numbers included natural numbers, whole numbers, integers, rational numbers, and irrational numbers, and these are the sets of the subsets of real numbers, as you can see it on the screen. Let us now uh, think about rational numbers. uh, think about real numbers in other way. I mean, to understand real numbers are, all you need to understand is the number line. As you can see in the screen, positive numbers to the right of 0 and negative numbers to the left of 0. One of the simple definition of real numbers is any number can be plotted onto the number line is called real number. Let us look at a few examples. Say for example -2. It can be plotted on the number line. It's that point with the blue color, the blue now. So -2 is a real number. What about 0.5? Even though it is not an integer, it can be plotted on the number line. It will be somewhere between 0 and 1. Let us look to another example. Square root of 2 or root of 2, if we calculate the value of square root of 2, we got approximately 1.414 and so on. These digits at the decimal point do not end it. These kind of numbers are called non-terminating decimal numbers. These numbers too can be plotted on the number line. So square root of 2 is also a real number. What about this special number pi? Pi is equal to 3.1415 and so on. It is also a non-terminating decimal number, and yes, it can be plotted on a real number line. So pi also is a real number. Now, as we mentioned before, you know that the set of real number include rational numbers and irrational numbers. Now let us talk about different kinds of real numbers we know. Regarding to the set of rational numbers, it includes two types of numbers. The first kind is number terminating decimal numbers. Numbers like 0.25, also 0.34. These numbers stops at a point and does not go on and on. Then we have non-terminating recurring decimals numbers like 0.666 and so on. The 6 don't end. It's called recurring, since the same number repeating, and non-terminating since it's recurring to infinity, same as 0.5, 13, 13, 13 and so on. You can see that this number is also non-terminating and recurring decimal. And the third type is non-terminating, non-recurring decimals. As an example is square root of 5. It approximately equal to 2.23606797749 so on, and the digit after decimal do not end it, has hence it's called non-terminating. and it called non-recurring since there is no specific pattern as you can see from the number. Proudly, these are the three-digit numbers we see in mathematics. The first two categories, terminating decimals, non-terminating recurring decimals, are called rational numbers, and the numbers in the last category are called irrational numbers. These two categories form real numbers. So at the end, again, this is the definition of real number. Real number, actually it is rational numbers and irrational numbers together form real numbers. Thank you very much for being with me. See you again, inshallah. Thank you.